Hope all of you are having a great time during the holidays. We're almost at 2025, so I want to wish you a happy new year. If I don't see you then, 2025 is almost here. Now with that, I'm going to show you a really simple recipe to get started with the year so you can make some nice light choices. This will become your favorite way to cook chicken, get a good start to the new year, and it'll be perfect to use in things like pastas, sandwiches, burgers. It's gonna be so versatile, and I'll also give a full overview of my final thoughts of using the Typhur Sync Gold Dual thermometer. So I'm gonna start with first marinating the chicken, and the marination ingredients are super simple and packed with flavor. Some olive oil, chili flakes, oregano, salt and pepper, lime juice, or you can use lemon juice if you like, garlic that's minced, some vinegar. Just whisk that up and then you place your chicken in. Now I'm going to show you two ways to make the chicken. One where I would tenderize the chicken and kind of flatten it so that it's even on each side. And to this date, I don't really have an official meat tenderizer, but this rolling pin has been serving me well for all these years. So I'm going to continue using that, but you can use your meat tenderizer. The second way would be where the Typhur wireless meat thermometer probe will come in handy, because I'm not gonna flatten it. The chicken breast is pretty fat, so now we'll be able to get some nice grill marks, hopefully, pop it in the oven, and then the probe will tell us when the food is ready at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the plan. I have marinated and I'm just gonna let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Let's talk about Typhur while this marinates. See, earlier this month, Typhur sent me this wireless meat thermometer. And the cool part about it is you can monitor the temperature of whatever you're cooking or tracking using either your smartphone or the smart monitor, essentially the base where the probes live when they're not in use. So let's say you're cooking a whole bird like a chicken or a turkey. It is useful to have two probes just to look at how the white part of the meat is doing versus the dark part, because they cook at different rates. So you can then make decisions and make sure that every time you take the meat out of that oven, that it is safely and perfectly cooked. The range is up to 3,000 feet, so you can have the probe in one side of the house while you're chilling somewhere else. It's also very easy to set up the app on your phone and connect it to the actual smart monitor. I do sometimes get tripped up. I confuse the smart monitor by thinking that it has a touch screen. I keep trying to touch the screen but forget that I have to use the arrow keys. Just so used to touch screens these days, maybe, that's why. But the actual interface both on the phone and on the smart monitor is pretty intuitive. And as I keep cooking more and more with it, I can share some more anecdotes on how well I've been able to achieve consistent and perfectly cooked proteins, because I do cook with that a lot, and this will definitely save me a lot of time and will save my time, but not having to just stand around the kitchen waiting for something to cook by constantly checking it. Okay, once chicken has marinated, then you want to heat a grill pan on medium heat. Now to check if the pan is hot enough, just sprinkle some water, and if they form beads and dance around the pan, then it is ready. Otherwise, keep heating it for a bit longer. Now, in one fine stroke, if you can, place the chicken on it and then just let it sit. At least 2 to 4 minutes. You have to probably check to make sure when the chicken is ready to flip. It will tell you, because if you try to use some tongs and try to lift the chicken, it will just release. There should be no pull at all. And you should have some great grill marks at this point. And of course, the tenderized one, the one that we flatten, is going to cook much faster than the other one where we did not flatten, where the chicken breast is much thicker. That's the one that we're going to be finishing in an oven that's heated at 350 Fahrenheit. Then you flip that chicken and get the same color on the other side. You can reduce the heat a bit if you like here, but the idea is the same. You want to get some even color on each side. Now at this point, my tenderized chicken is already cooked and ready, and this is the fastest way to get the chicken ready. The time sink being in the beginning with tenderizing the chicken. But I'm more interested right now in looking at how the Typhur thermometer performs in telling me and giving me confidence that the chicken is ready and at a safe internal temperature. So this now goes in the oven, and let's take a look at what the probe is saying. So as you can see, at the time of putting the chicken in the oven, the internal temperature was about 120 Fahrenheit, so about 45 Fahrenheit away from the chicken being perfectly cooked. Now usually when I would finish chicken in the oven after searing it on a pan, it shouldn't take more than maybe 8 to maybe 14 minutes for the center to be completely cooked, really depending on how thick the chicken is. And that's where your intuition, your actual skills and experience in the kitchen comes in handy. It doesn't make sense for the probe to be saying that after the chicken has already been cooking in the oven for 17 minutes, that it's going to take another 27 minutes for it to finish cooking. Something is wrong. Nothing should cause chicken that's already been seared and it's already started to cook to need another 15 minutes or something to finish cooking in the oven. So that's where I knew something was wrong, and I had to not trust the thermometer and just find out what I may have done wrong or what is going on with the thermometer. Now whatever media I saw or instructions I saw for using the probe, it showed it was inserted past that black line near the top of the probe. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I did for the chicken. So I talked to Typhur. They suggested a boiling water test. I did that, and as expected, the thermometer was fine. At 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius, the Typhur thermometer beeped and the water was boiling. So I'm like, there must be something wrong with how I inserted the probe. So I decided off camera, while I was doing some meal prep, to insert it all the way, not leaving any of the silver part of the probe exposed. And that gave me numbers that made way more sense. I completely trusted it, and when I took it out, once it beeped, it was perfectly cooked. And because of that, I wanted to do it again. I wanted to take more chicken breasts, marinate them all over again, and start testing the thermometer one last time. So you can see these new chicken breasts are even fatter. The probes are inserted in both of them all the way until the black handle part of the probe, and as they were searing, I set the cook temperature for both the probes. Now on the first one, I used the smart sensor thermometer setting, while on the second one I used the manual one. It's with the smart one where it tells you actually when the chicken or whatever protein you're cooking is done resting. You don't get that with the manual one. So the probes are set to indicate when the chicken has hit 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And once I got some good grill marks on each side, just like we did last time, the pan went in the oven. And check this out, on my phone for both the probes, the numbers make way more sense. About 9 to 12 minutes for each of those chicken breasts. I had quite a bit of fun just chilling and looking at the graph as it climbed up, looking at the number ticking down, and just knowing that once the chicken is ready, I will hear some sort of sound either on my watch, on my phone, or the loud beeping that the smart monitor makes. See, I wanted to be completely sure and behind the product if I'm promoting it in a video. And since I now know what to do, you know what to do as well since you're watching this video. So you can be sure that if you use this, you will get consistent results as long as you insert it all the way. I think there's a holiday sale going on the Typhur website right now. I'll link that down below. And with my code, you can not only help me as a creator, but you can get a 10% discount on whatever you're ordering. So check that out. And as expected, once the chicken cooled down, it was perfectly cooked, really nice and juicy. And here's how you get some great, simply cooked Italian grilled chicken. So with that happy ending, let me know what's your favorite way of grilling chicken. And if you really want to make this recipe for Italian herb grilled chicken, then you have to pair it and have it as part of my California chicken sandwich. I'll see you all on the next one, I guess in 2025 now. So see ya.